everybody, happy Thursday. The reason why I'm wearing something long sleeve is because it was cold this morning and it's supposed to heat up. I don't know, but so that's why. Okay. Okay, so flying over is really good today as a parent compared to the rest of the week because it's been kind of slow. I do have a couple of questions and I'm gonna insert them as I go along, like I did last time. We've been missing some people lately, and namely Billy Abbott and Chelsea and Adam. So I don't know what's going on with those three actors or actors, you know, but there's got to be something because, and personally, I don't like it because you get invested with a character and the actor who portrays them, and then they're just taken off the map, and you wonder why. So anyway, that's the great mystery of the week or the month because yeah, Billy, I don't know. I kind of feel bad for Jason Thompson, although not in that way because I don't know what's going on, and so I don't know if he had any choice in the matter. But they haven't been writing for him really for a while because really, he was gonna start the company with Phyllis. Remember that? And then that's right before Phyllis and Sharon got taken by, Martin with that whole storyline. So they kind of put a stop to the whole beginning of a new business idea. And then once you make Billy like that, what else are you going to do with him? Because let's see, he was with Chelsea forever, but then Chelsea had the affair or whatever with Adam, remember? So you kind of torpedoed his relationship. So the guy has nothing to hold him there, honestly. And then the thing with which I was kind of right about something, but I didn't want to be right because I said that a lot of people were against Adam and Chelsea getting back together, and I was too at first. But I said I included a caveat in mine. I said, however, if he has changed and made a complete change, then I welcome the relationship. But if they're not having both of the people on there, why? What are they doing? I just don't get it. Okay, so and Billy does factor into today's episode a little bit, but once again, we don't see Billy or Jason Thompson at all, and I just wonder why. Like, there's a big question in my head. Okay, so Victor, Victor has been a busy man. Okay, so Kyle is smarter than, well, I don't know how to say this because I just figured however I say it, it doesn't sound nice. But okay, you could take Kyle as not being as seasoned as his father. Okay, being young. And part of being young is not knowing or seeing what's coming before it hits you. It's like if you're prepared, you can handle it. But if you're not, then a wreck comes like and you're not prepared for it. So there's no or and you're not prepared for that. So that's what I equate Kyle to until now. Because now you have to go back a little bit in your head for this one, but he had suspicion that Victor was up to something, that there was some kind of informant in his company from somewhere, but he didn't tie it to Victor immediately, right? Well, just so happened a couple days ago, or maybe yesterday. See, I get confused because every time they refer to today, everything is today, no yesterday in soap opera. So, um, but he found out who the person was who was working for Victor and said, "You either get out or it's no good." So they fired the guy. Um, and then let's see. And then Nikki and Victor were talking, but Nikki wanted more details about his lunch with Michael, which I told you about. Okay. But he wasn't forthcoming with the details. And this is talking to his wife. Okay. It's not like he's talking to somebody else that he has to worry about, like what their intentions are or whatever. Not like that. It's your wife. So you could talk to her. Okay. So that was kind of fishy, right? And then Nikki, once again, she kind of tried to take up for Jack because the whole fiasco when she was drinking before. And Victor has an alpha male personality, meaning he wants to be the one that saves everybody. Or, and also, there's another facet to it, which is he wants people to do what he wants to do the way he wants to do because he thinks he knows the best, right? But you would think a man who is as smart as Victor would learn that if you do a thing over and over again and it keeps backfiring on you, maybe don't do it that way. But he's not like that because he thinks he knows better, right? Okay, so this feeds into the whole, let's see. Well, Claire and Kyle's relationship, obviously. Okay. But Nikki let him know in no uncertain terms that she is for Kyle and Claire's relationship. And, that Victor should just be happy that she's happy. And he's like, but I know best. And so there was one part where Nikki said to Victor, well, why are you so opposed to them? Are you doing something behind the scenes to make them not work? Whatever. And I'm like, at this point, I'm like screaming at the TV, but it's like, yes, he is. He's involved. He's trying to get Audra to like, you know, I told you the whole thing. He's trying to get Audra to seduce Kyle or whatever, so that Claire can see that Kyle is not as good a person as she thinks he is. That thing. Okay. Thing is, I hope. Now this is hope. I hope that all these people who say they're behind Claire and Kyle really are behind them when the shit, when, sorry, when the stuff hits the fan, because it will, and they're gonna need backup. So yeah, yeah. Okay. Another interesting conundrum here. Uh, let's see. Kyle and Claire were out for dinner and drinks and whatever. And it just so happened that Audra and Nate were out for dinner and drinks too, right? So poor Nate. Now I feel bad for him because he's trying to be a good boyfriend and he's trying to like warn Audra about you don't want to team up with Victor and you definitely don't want to go against him because, like I said before, he had done that before with Glissade, promised her the moon, and then took her job away from her by way of Kyle, okay? But still, he did it. It was under his direction. So Nate is trying to tell her, remember what happened last time? And she's like, no, no, I got it. I can take care of him. Don't worry about me. I'm like, okay, hon, I'm all for female empowerment and taking care of your own stuff and all that stuff, okay? But you're dealing with Victor Newman. He's dealt with other people besides you, crushed them, watched it, and just walked away. You don't think he's going to do that with you? Honestly? Okay, that was one part. The second part is this poor man, Nate. Okay, I gotta say, Sean Dominic is hot. Okay, so you're out to lunch with a hot guy, and all you can do is look at this other couple that's across the way. What is wrong with you? And then she has just enough, whatever charisma, charm to make it seem like she's trying to be romantic, but she's just trying to keep eyes on Kyle. But it's creepy. It's turning into the creepy zone. Weird. I was like, Audra, stop. And it's not even a bad girl, like a bad girl versus good girl or whatever. It's just stop. It just makes no sense. So I know I don't usually talk to the writers of YNR, but could you not do this? Because personally, I don't want to see somebody's relationship implode just to see a relationship implode. I'm sorry, but I'm not really into that. You know? Man. Okay. So that was it. That was it pretty much. But I mean, you got a lot of bang for your buck because like it was an hour, but it was a packed hour today. So yeah. All right. Bye guys.